everyone, welcome back. Of course, I hope you have a great start of your day already so far. I don't know when you see me, but of course, I hope your day is great. And everyone who is here already for a long time, thank you. And if you're new here, I hope you will enjoy what you see also. What we're going to use for this DIY for today, we're going to use the smaller tumbler towel blocks. We have our container with everything inside. Make your own container with everything you use for your DIYs. But the most important is, of course, the wood glue. You can use some hot glue, but always be careful that it doesn't break. I have here my paint, but it's just an example. You can choose any color you like. I have here my saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel, which is wet, to wipe away the glue. And of course, what we're going to make for today, we are going to make a robot. But of course, it will be a bit of a twist. I never made one, so we will see how this will turn out. A lot of you who are here already for a long time know that it can go all the way. I don't know how it will turn out, so we will see, but I hope you join me. So we're going to start with the first step will be 6 rows of 5. So 6 rows of 5, and we're going to place them flat on the table, and we do the smallest side of the blocks, and we row them very easy together this way, over here. And of course, we first make the middle piece of our robot. And of course, I will show you in a moment. I will close mine, but you can also leave the front open, so you can use it kind of like a little board of cubby, how you call it. At least little spaces you can decorate with. But this time I made already a lot of cupboard, so I'm going to close mine up, and I just use it as a decor piece, but you can leave it open, of course, if you want to use to place something inside. So again, we're going to squeeze them always at the ending, give it some pressure from the outside to make sure that everything glues nicely together this way and over here. Press it together at the end, give it some pressure. And I only do this one this long together with you, because later you can know what to do. But we are going to wipe away the glue, and of course, if you want to turn it over, do it fast. Just move it to the side, place it straight up, clean up your mat, turn them over, and do the back side. You just place them on the side real fast, clean it up. And of course, I should have done first this one and then clean it out, then turn it over. So again, over here, and always go back. If you don't use a carpenter square like I do, just go back and always make sure that your piece is straight. And again, do it on the side, but do it every time, do it fast, because when you do it fast, it goes a little better. And now we're going to do this one and do it straight up, clean up your mat, and just do it this way. And you see already with me, it doesn't go perfect, because you see, even when you do it in front of camera, everything goes wrong. It falls where it wants to. So don't worry. Always remember yourself that every DIYer makes the same mistakes, but makes mistakes. So don't worry if you make mistakes, because we all learn every day. And I'm going to go back, make a straight line with all of them, and then we're going to let it rest in for a couple of minutes. So we gave it a couple of minutes. We're going to turn them this way, and now we're going to place one on the side over here, do some glue. You do a second one on the side, and you know it still is not totally dry, but that's what we want, because we want to fill in the open gaps. We just roll them together and give it some pressure from the side. And again, also from this side. And then we're going to wipe away the glue, and we make one plank out of it. And again, place this one on the side, do some glue, place this one on the side, do some glue, and again, we're going to row them together, gently squeeze from the ending to the inside, and you easy fill in the open gaps, because that's what you want. And feel also with the sides that it is a straight line. So now we already have the front and the back side of the middle piece. We're going to let this dry in for at least 20 minutes. So now you see we have our 2 planks are resting right now. In the meantime, we are going to use 10 rows of 3. So 10 rows of 3. And again, you do the same. You just place them flat on the table, and you just row them very simple together this way. over here. And you think maybe a robot, that's not something for me, but that's what I thought also. But I think you can give it a high-end look and even let it be fitting in your decor, because if you are spray painted in gold or silver and you give it some embellishment with some stones, you will see how much you can change it up, and so it is fitting for every decor. But it is also maybe you have children or grandchildren who are loving a little bit of the robot theme. Maybe something you can also change it up a little bit at your own taste, what you always must do. So this for me is also the first time, so I let you know on the ending what I think of it, and if I will make it maybe another time or maybe different, or what I would do different. But I'm going to try, because I really think we can make it work. So we will see how this will turn out. So I hope you give me a chance. So again, we're going to clean it up, do the back side, and we're going to let it rest for a couple of minutes. So again, we gave it a couple of minutes. What we're going to do, we're going to take 3 of them. We're going to turn them. We do some glue on the side and some glue on this side. And we're going to make one row out of it. And we're going to squeeze them together. We do here also 3. We do some glue on this side and on this side. And we're going to make one piece out of this one also. Now we take 2 and we do this 2 together over here. Place it together and we're going to squeeze them in. Make sure that they are straight. And we do here the same. So we have 2 of 3 and 2 of 2. And again, we're going to squeeze them in, make sure that they have a straight line, and we're going to wipe away the glue and let them dry in for at least also 15 minutes, maybe a little bit more, but that depends on, sometimes I'm not that patient, so I always go most of the time further, but you can wait a little bit longer. So now if everything is correct, you have 2 of this plank, these are the 3 rows of 5, and you have 2 with the 1 with 3 rows of 3, and you have 2 with the 2 rows of 3. We're going to place this one aside, this one aside. We take the 1 of the 3 rows of 3, the longer one. We're going to get 1 of the planks and we're going to do some glue on the underside over here, and we just place it on top, but at the ending. So over here, place it on top and feel with your fingers that you have it on the ending. You do with this one the same. Do some glue under here, over here, and you place it on the other side. And you place it also at the ending. You let it fall down. Make sure that you have it in the place you want to have it. You don't have to. You don't want to have an overlay on this side. You just let it dry in a little moment before you're going to work away the glue. So just give it a couple of minutes and then wipe away the glue. But first, always let it sink in a little moment. So now we gave it a couple of minutes, at least. I hope you do a little bit more, maybe 15. I'm going to do some glue on the tops and do some glue on this one also. And now we're going to gently place the last long piece on top of here. And if everything is correctly, he is nicely fitting on top of here. And you're going to give it a little bit of pressure, not too much, to let it dry in a little over here. Feel with your fingers that you have it on the line you want to have it. And then you're going to let this dry in for at least, I think, because you need to have it on the side later, I can give it a half hour. And you see already, I showed you this side also. This is how you see it on this side. So now we wait a little moment, and of course we're going to place it on the side. And if everything is correctly, you have now this kind of box. I'm going to do some glue, but on a little bit more on the inside of the opening, so that not too much glue is coming out on the outside. So a little over here, and I'm going to place one of the smaller ones on top of here and give it some pressure, not too much, but lightly. And feel with your fingers, everything is correct. You have a little bit overlay on each side, because the blocks are not exactly the same size. So you have a little piece over here and give it a little moment to rest, and then we're going to turn it to the back side. Now we gently, because it is still not totally dry, we gently turn it over, give it some pressure from the top, and we're going to do some glue again on the inside of our piece as much as we can. So over here, and we place our last piece on top. Feel with your fingers, and again give it some pressure. Over here, make sure that you have it where you want it. I always say take the time for it, because you have the time. You just give it a little bit more, because this needs to be really straight, and here is a little bit overlay. Make sure that in the meantime always look also to the underside, that it is not moving under, and then you let it dry, and then you come with it and it is totally crooked. That's not what you want. So again, we're going to let this box dry. And if you want to leave an opening, then you don't do, of course, this side you leave out. Then you have just an open box like this. So I did closer, because I have both sides my piece, but you can leave one out, and then you can decorate it. So I'm going to place this aside, and we're going to do the top. So now we're going to start with the head, and this is 4 rows of 5. So 4 rows of 5. So we are going to do some glue, and we lay them again flat on the table, and we row them very easy. The same like we did with the other one, row them together this way. But of course you can do it also a little bit wider if you like the head a little bit wider. I'm going to look if I like this, but maybe later I will do it a little wider, but I start with this one. So we do 4 rows of 5, and then we're going to look for if this is wide enough. And again, we're going to squeeze them again this way. Make sure that you always start from the inside to the outside and then squeeze, because he still wants to pop up. You saw it already. And again, squeeze it, press it down, and over here, squeeze it and press it down. And we're going to wipe away the glue, and of course, I take my time for it also. So we gave it a couple of minutes. We're going to turn them. We're going to turn this one. We do some glue on the side, over here, and over here, and you row them together. You do here the same, over here, and you row them together. And you're going to gently, oh, you see already, he is jumping out, fill in the open gaps, and over here, and make sure that you also do the sides this way. And you do here the same, fill in the open gaps. And if the gaps are not really going away and you don't like it, I like a little bit of, that pieces are not perfect, but that's not everyone's cup of tea. But if you don't like it, just use some wood filler and fill it up and let it dry, and then paint it. But most of the time, it's very easy to work away your open gap, so don't worry about it. So we're going to let this both pieces dry, and we're going to do the sides. So now we have on our table 10, and that's already wrong. We need 8 pieces of 2. So we have 8 sets of 2. Of course, I'm also going to do the sides a little bit smaller, because I think the head needs to be a little bit smaller than the belly of the middle piece of your robot. So I'm going to do 8 sets of 2, and we're going to easy row them together this way, and this one. But of course, if you like a little bit of the bigger, you can still use 3 blocks, but I do mine with 2. So again, we're going to very easy squeeze them together, make a straight line, turn them, and again squeeze them, and this way. And I'm going to wipe away the glue and let them dry in also for a couple of minutes. So again, the last, and squeeze them and make sure that they are clean on both sides. So now we have our own 8 pieces of 2, and what we're going to do, we're going to do some glue on the top side, row them together. We do some glue on the top side, row them together. You do here the same, and row them together. And now we get 4 sets together. So easy, squeeze them. Make sure that the sides are straight, and fill in the open gaps. And you do here the same. Just squeeze them together, and over here, and this one. And now I'm going to clean it up, and then we have 4 pieces. So we have our 4 pieces again. We're going to take one of them. We're going to have our 2 blanks we just made. We are going to do some glue on the underside, on this side, over here. So not on this side, but on this side of the block. You can see it. Place it over here and do it at the ending. Give it some pressure. Feel with your fingers that you have them in the line you want to have them. And of course, I'm going to do a little bit of glue away with my finger, but then I'm going to let it rest. I'm going to take this part and also I'm going to do some glue on the underside, and I'm going to place it down on this side, over here. Feel with your fingers, make sure that you have a straight line. And then you're going to let it rest for a couple of minutes before we're going to do the top. So we gave it a couple of minutes. We're going to do very carefully some glue a little bit more on the inside of our block, over here. And we're going to place another one on top of here to close this side in. And again, give it some pressure, over here. Feel with your fingers. Maybe you need to go out with one of them. So always feel with your fingers that you have on this side, on the outside, a straight line. That's always gently feel with your fingers that you think, no, this is great, or it is not. And then maybe you have to work a little with your fingers on the side to get it out a little. I always say with your fingers you feel the most. So again, we're going to let this dry in. So now we're going to turn it over carefully this side, and we're going to do some glue on the inside of the opening, so around and this way. And we just place one of the blocks on top. Again, the same like we did. It has a little overlay on each side, and we're going to give it a little bit of pressure, not too much, just a little. Feel with your fingers. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes. So now we're going to carefully turn this one over on this side, and we do the same. We're going to do some glue on the inside, over here and around. And we place the last piece on top of here, and we're going to squeeze it and make sure that it has the straight line we need. And we're going to let this dry in also for at least 20 minutes, half hour. So now we have both of our boxes, and of course also with the smaller one, if you want to leave it open, just don't do the front side or the back side, just how you call it. Then you have both of the boxes open, and then you can fill in the way you want to have it. I'm going to take 2 blocks. I'm going to do some glue on top, and I'm going to place this one on top. Going to place it on the side, squeeze it, and I'm going to wipe away the glue on both sides. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying. So now I have my little block, my double block. I'm going to get my bigger box over here. I'm going to place this one on top. You can do it this way, you can do it this way. Do whatever you did. It doesn't matter if you do glue it this side or the other one. So in this case, you can do whatever you like. Of course, you can do always whatever you like, whatever you like. And again, gently give it some pressure and make sure that you glue it exactly in the middle, because this will be kind of his neck. And because the glue is sticking out, I always get a small brush in my stash of in my container, so I can wipe away very gently the glue on the outside. And again, always go back and look for that he is still in the middle. So in the meantime, while our 2 boxes are drying, before I can place the head on top, we are going to make the legs. So we have 2 rows of 8, 2 rows of 3, and 2 rows of 2. What we're going to do with the one of 8, we're going to do some glue on the top side of 7. Over here, you see over here, I just do it on the top side. I do here also 7 blocks I do with glue on the top, over here and over here. And now we're going to do very easy. You just place them on top. What you also can do, just place them on the side and roll them together until one piece and squeeze them together. That goes faster. Just place them on the side, roll them together until one piece, and this way. And the last, you're going to squeeze it. Make sure that you have a straight line, and again go back and over here also squeeze them. And with this one, we are just going to do 3 flat on the table, and we do some glue and we make one little square out of it. We do here the same, and again the 1 of 2 also this way together. We're going to squeeze them, and we're going to wipe away the glue with all of them and give them a couple of minutes rest. So now we're going to have the 1 of 3 and we have the 1 of 2. So we do some glue on the 1 of 2, a little bit in the middle, and we place it on the top on the 1 of 3. Again, do some glue in the middle and place this one also in the middle. Give it some pressure. Over here, give it some pressure. And we're going to let both of them dry in for a little moment. So now we're going to do some glue on the middle of this one and the middle of this one. And we're going to place this one on top in the middle. And we do here the same. This one on top also in the middle. And we're going to give it also at least 15 until 20 minutes because these are the legs where he needs to stand on. So we're going to let this rest. So now we have the parts of our robot, and of course, like you see this, we have these 2 parts. We have our feet this way, and we do this later. We paint everything and put it together. But first, what we're going to do, we have our head, and we are going to. I have here always here some boxes. You see already with some pieces of wood. I have everything half wooden round. I have here also a box with my beads. What I did took out some half wooden beads, 2 of this one and 1 of this one. This is the ending of also a wooden piece, but you can use also a half wooden round. I will place this as a nose. This will be 2 eyes. Then I have 2 smaller half wooden beads, but you can also use some piece of cardboard. Just make 2 bigger pieces of round for cardboard and 1 over here. And lay them maybe 3 times on top of each other, the little rounds. Then you also get a thicker nose. I have here 2 smaller ones. This will be on the front side, will be kind of buttons. So I have them already over here because they needed some painting too. And I have here a bigger bead. You see already this one. What I always do with my beads, I'm going to get a scissor and I'm going to turn in the opening of my bead to make it a little bit bigger. And this bead will be glued on top of my head, exactly in the middle, that you have the opening on the sides. And of course, this will be of course a robot with my own ideas. You can change it up any way you like. So I'm going to open up a little bit my openings, and then I'm going to glue it exactly in the middle because this one needs to be, I paint mine probably in the lighter gray. So I'm going to glue this on top and we're going to let it dry. So very easy. You take your scissor, you can use it this way, and then you just go and turn around and make it a little bit more open. You can do it also your scissor open and just place it inside. Be careful that you don't cut yourself. And most of the time I always do, but this time I'm lucky. I'm going to do some glue on the middle, and I'm just going to place my bead inside and just let it fall down. And I'm going to let this dry in. So now we're going to take the middle piece of our robot, and of course we're going to glue the feet, because the feet will be of course in the same color like the robot itself. And it's very easy. We're just going to place them on top of here, but we want to have that there is not too much space in between, only a little opening. So we're going to do some glue, and of course I see already mine is wobbling a little bit, so I'm going to get a couple of my loose blocks. This looks very strange on camera, but so don't worry. I'm going to place, I hope I have this one and this one on top, and then I hope that it will be a little bit, yes, you see now it's more even, so I can easily glue this a little better. So I'm going to do some glue on this one over here, place it almost in the middle. I do here the same. And then we're going to look if we have it on the place we want to have it, because we, like I told you, I only want to have a little opening. So we go a little to the inside, but make sure that you have it even. and again this way. And now we're going to give it some pressure if you have them on the same length you want to have them. And be careful, you have to keep a little space in between open over here, not too much. And now I'm going to let it rest at least for a half hour. So if everything is correctly, you have right now this piece, and you have of course this piece over here. What we're going to do, I'm going to make from a darker gray and white, I'm going to make a little bit of the lighter gray color. The gray color. And so I'm going to mix it. This is an acrylic paint. Of course, you can use some chalk paint. Everyone can use anything they like, but I like that the wood is still coming through, and most of the time I get it a little bit more with this paint. So I'm going to mix it, and we're going to make these two pieces in the gray, light gray color. So you see, I did mix the light gray. I'm still a little debating if I don't like it. You see already here over this corner, I have the brown here. If I want to do it a little bit in the lighter brown, but I'm going to try to do the light gray. If I don't like it, maybe when you see the next clip, you see that it is brown, but I'm going to try off the lighter gray, but we will see if I like it a lot or if I don't like it. So we will see, but you can choose, of course, any color you like. So now I have my robot in the gray color, and now I'm going to do the two eyes, the nose, and the two buttons I'm going to do in the black color, at least a dark gray color, but also with this one, choose any color you like. So now we painted all the pieces which needed to be painted. Like I told you, the head and of course the body gray, the rest in black, and then we're going to use later some twine. But first I'm going to glue my eyes, but I'm going to look first where I want to have exactly my eyes, because you don't want that it is not on the place you want to have it. So I think I'm going to go for this one. And you see already, I have to be careful because one of my pieces was not totally dry yet. I already felt it. So I'm going to get my wood glue, and I'm going to place my eyes on top, do a little bit of glue in the middle, and just place it over here. I do here the same. I'm not going to press it yet, just a little glue, not too much. And you also can do that with some wood glue or with some hot glue. I'm going to make sure that I have them on the line I want to have it. And now I do the nose, just a little dot, and I'm going to place it over here and make sure that I have it exactly in the middle where I want to have it. And then we're going to let this dry in for at least 10 minutes. So I was debating with myself if I would like a mouth or not, but I am going to take the chance. So I'm going to cut my marker, and I made a little bit with my marker already a mouth. And of course I'm going to go over it with my black paint and make it this way. But of course, if you don't like it, it's totally fine too. You can decorate it any way you like. So now I have my head, at least what I make of it, and I have here now my buttons, and I'm going to look for where I want to place them, not too high. I think a little like this. So I'm going to take a little bit of my wood glue, do a little dot on top, and just place it in between, and here a little dot, and place it also just right under this one. Give it a little bit of pressure and let them fall down. And we're going to let them dry in also. So now I have my buttons on top, and I'm going to make two arms, but I'm going to make them from a really thick rope, because this is a rope which is turned in each other. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take two pieces like this. I'm going to cut them this way, and I'm going to show you then the next step, because I don't cut it over here, because if I'm going to cut it, it is one big mess. So I'm going to cut it in my garage to be sure that not my whole table is under here. So I'm going to cut two pieces of this length. So I have here my two same pieces, and I did cut off a little piece like this. So I'm going to do a knot on top over here. That's why I did a piece a little bit bigger. So I did do a knot, not a knob. So I'm going to press it together to make sure that he is really tight. And this way, and I'm going to do on the other one the same. So very simple, just make a knot. So you see, now we have almost two of the same. What we're going to do, but of course this is just optional, do whatever you think is right. I'm going to glue mine a little bit higher on this side over here, and I'm going to do this one on the same length over here. I do it with some hot glue, not with my wood glue, but with my hot glue. So take your time for it, just place it on the side and just glue and do it a little bit this way, so the other piece is going to the direction to the front side, because then if you do place it this way, then it's under, but you have to place it a little bit this way, so already it looks a little bit like arms which are coming this way. So I'm going to do some glue over here. Of course, I'm going to make a little round over here and make sure that everything glues nicely. So again, I'm going to place it on top of here and press it down and let it dry in for a little moment. So now you have them glued on both sides. What you're going to do, you're going to make this ending always out of each other, so it looks like a little bit of wires. Wires, electric wires. I think that's a better word. So again, pull them out of each other to make a nice little mix. And just pull all the pieces out so that it looks a little bit like electric pieces. And of course you can also use an electric cord and you can use it, but of course I don't have it laying around. So this is how he's looking for this part. Now we're going to place a little glue over here, and then of course we're going to pull out this piece also with some wires, which it will look like a wire. So you see, I did some glue on this side over here, and I glued it on top of here. Did the same over here, and this one is loose. I'm going to cut off a little piece over here and a little piece over here, and then we're going to make the ending also like this one. So now I have my arms this way. I have my head over here, and you see already I have some openings over here. I'm going to look for how many little pieces I can pull inside. Of course, I'm going to cut off a little then, because this was, of course, I have here another piece, but when I did cut off this piece, I have some leftovers over here, so I can easily look for if I can get it inside of this frame. So we will see if this will work or not, or if this is something that you must not try. We will see if I get it to the other side, but that's always a little bit of the tricky. You see already my ball is coming off, but it's not a problem. I have to get it through the opening and this way, and he is coming already. So now I hope that I really get all the pieces through the opening and not a couple of them. Yes, I have all of them over here. So I'm going to make a little bundle and just roll it a little like this. My English is not the greatest, but I think when you see what I'm doing, you already know what to do, because my words are probably a little different than your words in English. So this is how he's looking like right now. You can do this a little longer, you can do it shorter, you can do anything. So I'm going to do a little bit of glue in the middle over here. And I'm going to place my bead again on top of here and place it in between. Make sure that you have it in the middle. Let it dry in for a little moment. And then the only thing we need to do is we have to glue our face on top of our body and then our robot. At least mine is finished. You can go as crazy as you like. You see in a moment the quick impression. And you see a quick impression of my Tumbling Tile Blocks first try robot, and I'm really happy for a first try how he turned out. Of course, I hope you give this one also a try and give your own twist on it. Everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw also. And if you do and you're not subscribed to the channel, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give us a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. Everyone, I wish you all an amazing day and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.